Finally, it's like a dream come true for me, just being able to do this. I always wanted to do something for myself. I didn't know where to start, and today I am trying to, just be open, just to be myself. Try to talk to you guys about my interest. Basically, I want to, you know, start this journey with you guys. Here I really want to just basically speak about my passion, which is MMA. Though I'm not uh, I'd say athlete, MMA athlete, so to speak, but I do have a lot of interest in this field, I would say. And I have been watching MMA throughout, like, most of my teenage, and now that I'm 26, I am like, MMA is the only thing that I'm watching apart from my work and my day to day. I spend all the time just either watching MMA content or just consuming MMA related stuff. So all I wanted was to have something of my own, because I feel that I have that sort of understanding of the fights. And if I could provide a breakdown in my own language and my own understanding, and sort of you know inform the market of India about the MMA scene, which is booming right now. So that's the whole goal for this. I just want to be out there, express myself, and let you know a bit more about what's going on. So we are going to jump right into the card this weekend of UFC, which is UFC 292, headlined by Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain being a three-time defending bantamweight champion, 135 pounds, and Sean O'Malley. To be honest, I'm with the hype of Sean O'Malley. I think he has layers to his striking. He looks that he's not skilled enough, but the skills that he possesses, he has full confidence in those skills. And he believes in his skills in a way that at any given point he believes he can be a tough fight for anyone in the world at 135 pounds. Talking about Aljamain, I think Aljamain would be the toughest fight for Sean O'Malley. That's why he gave a chance to Henry Cejudo, I guess, for last time out, when the title of 135 pounds was up for grabs. But as you already might know, that Henry lost a close decision to Aljamain. Now Sean O'Malley, being the brand that he is, still getting the chance after not fighting for 10 months approximately. Now Sean O'Malley is a diverse striker. I would say Sean O'Malley has a method to his madness. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's in total control of the striking, the moves, the spinning attacks, the switch kicks, everything. He's very patient in regards to the distance that he has to close with, in order to get into striking range. Doesn't overcome it. Does sometimes, but he makes sure that the duration is not too long for him to get caught. So I really like that about him. And talking about Aljamain, I don't think Aljamain on the feet would himself rate him, him as a very good striker. I'd say he's like the only thing that contributes to his success on the feet is his unorthodox way of striking, like the way he punches or kicks to, or basically to set up his takedowns, is something that you cannot prepare for, because someone who really is getting into striking wouldn't follow those methods to actually strike if he has to get into that. But since Aljamain is the funk master, so he has its own funk in the striking department, I'd say. And so I mean, to be honest, grappling wise, I don't think there's anyone as strong, as physical as Aljamain in the 135 division. I mean, I can clearly see, looking into the physique of the guy, that if he catches hold of you, I mean, it's a nightmare. I think people are underestimating that thing of Aljamain. It can also reflect and would be a long night for a lot of 145ers, as well as just as he has spoken about making the move to 145 a lot of times. So I think that he could be a nightmare for a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, coming back to this fight, so I think how this plays out is basically, both of them have a good momentum going into this fight. Sterling, coming out of a huge title fight with Henry Cejudo, who was a two-time champion, two division simultaneous champion for UFC, and an Olympic gold medalist. He won a unanimous split decision, but it was a close fight. But I see him, it was a big victory for him. He got the respect of the people of the MMA community, I would say, albeit even though it was a split decision, a close one. But I would say, even a close victory over Henry means a ton, because of the kind of caliber, the resume Henry had and still has. I would say Henry's still pretty much in the mix. I would say he's a fight or two away from the title picture, depending upon like who remains the champion in the 135 division. So there are a lot of interesting fights there. I would say, yeah, I mean, Aljamain starts aggressive, I would say, and he immediately pushes for some takedowns. I see him, getting stuffed a couple of times, but him being resilient and trying it again might make him a bit successful in initial rounds. Obviously, he has a good ground control game. I would say is more like into the controlling aspect of it, and also the damage with the ground and pound. But I don't see him summiting Sean O'Malley. I would say maybe he might bank a couple of rounds initially, till the time Sean O'Malley finds his rhythm, finds his groove, his timing. Also, considering this is the first 5 rounder for Sean O'Malley, he would also strategize a bit when it comes to his cardio. So he might start a bit slow, considering he has to go 5 rounds, and he has mentioned this a lot of times during the fight week. So I think that is something which he has in his head a bit. I don't know if it's more than it has to be. I mean, is he really? Is that something that's bothering him, so to speak, coming into this fight? It being a 5 rounder. I mean, you have to be careful, but you don't have to let yourself just caught up with the moment of it being a five rounder, and I think that should not be an issue because they have a good team. His coach Tim Welch and him have a great chemistry, and they see, I think they see, they've been planning to get to this point. So I think he's ready. Maybe we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure of if he's ready for the five rounder. I think for Sean O'Malley, the most crucial part of the fight would be the round 3 and 4. I mean, if he's able to find his timing, find his rhythm, find his groove, he'll be able to sort of get into the striking range. And I think his accuracy makes him special. And the way Aljo is on his feet, I think Aljo makes a lot of, I'd say, unpolished moves. You know, sometimes when he's escaping through certain exchanges, he's not in control of his movement, I would say. So it for a person who's as sharp on the feet as Sean O'Malley, I would say Sugar has a chance to, catch him while he's escaping through some exchanges. He does some weird spinning escapes, trying to hit a back fist or something. Aljo is sometimes really weird, and people who he has fought did not have the reach that Sean has. Do not had the precise, I'd say, the preciseness of finding the chin. They were more like people who can lay out the combinations and stuff, but not someone who can put your lights out, as Sean O'Malley says, through one shot or two shots. So yeah, I mean, that's intriguing. If this goes to the decision, I mean, I don't know if it's a close one. I really want to say this. I don't know if this is something which is accurate or not, but historically speaking, I don't see like the UFC's judges basically have sort of the understanding of whom to give and whom not to, and if they have to give their best guess, they would obviously try to give it to someone who is a better sort of that whichever favors the UFC more, I would say. So I think everyone knows Sean O'Malley over Aljo is something that UFC prefers. Dana White obviously loves Sean O'Malley. So if it's a close one, I would see Sean O'Malley winning. But yeah, I don't see him submitting Sean. I do see him just overwhelming Sean O'Malley in round 4 or 5. If he gets to a good position, just ground and pound him and win a TKO. Yeah, I mean, if I have to make my pick, I just feel right now, I mean, I've just been thinking about this a lot, and every time I think, so initially I was not really convinced about Sean O'Malley winning, but now, as gone through the fight week, I've seen the ceremonies and everything, it just feel like this is the moment for Sean O'Malley. It just feels like it. So I really want to, for this one, go with my intuitions. My intuitions are saying it's going to be Sean O'Malley. If I have to give my prediction, it's going to be a decision. A lot of people would think it's wild to think that Sean O'Malley would win a decision, but I just do not see Sterling getting knocked out. I would say he might get pieced up a bit. Sean O'Malley can score a few rounds. So does Sterling through his grappling. I don't see either one of them getting submitted because Sean is also a tough guy. You saw that in the Peter Yan fight. So this is my prediction. I hope you guys liked the video, and I would try to post as much as content as possible. So wish me luck. I really would love your support, so please like and share and subscribe the channel, and stay tuned for further action. Cheers.